Chapter 11 of Murder Makes Me Mad by Ferguson Findley. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapter 11. I slapped her again and raised a red welt across her face with my calloused hand. She tried to pull away and I jerked her back to me, tearing the jacket she was wearing. "Talk to me. Tell me why you did it. Say you're sorry if you can't say anything else." I took her by the throat, then let her go and slapped her across the mouth. A little trickle of blood ran down the side of her mouth. She licked it with her red tongue. Little beads of sweat stood out on her forehead. Somewhere back in her brain, a fire began to burn and glow out through the deep brown caverns of her eyes. Her head dropped down and her hands went to her mouth. I slapped her again. Why wouldn't she talk? I had to make her talk. She yanked her hands down from her face, tearing the front of her dress down to her waist. The light blazed in her eyes, and she threw her arms around me and started kissing me, until my arms went around her and my lips parted and returned her sudden frenzied passion. "I love you, Rex," she panted. "Love you. Love you." She pulled me down on the sofa. "Hold me, Rex. Hold me." She dug her fingernails into my back as her hands clawed under my coat and ripped my shirt. I loosened my arms long enough to pull off my coat and fling it somewhere across the room. My shirt was in tatters by this time, and I could feel the blood on my back where she had opened up my half-healed cuts. "Hold me, Rex. Hold me." Her voice was the voice of passion itself. She bit my lower lip, and I cried out and kissed her savagely. "My darling," she murmured deep in her throat. "Love me, my darling. Love me." We must have been sleeping there on the sofa for a while, because the sun was almost gone when I opened my eyes and found her head nestled against my shoulder. Her eyes were closed, and she looked like an innocent sleeping child, with a little smile across her mouth. I touched the corner of her chin, and she looked at me with one eye and snuggled her head closer. "I love you, Rex Howard," she whispered, in the same tone she used when she was singing. "I'll love you forever, I know." I didn't know whether I could stand her kind of love forever or not, but I didn't say anything. "Shut your eyes," she said, "and let me go, Rex. I'll be back." I closed my arms tighter around her. "Stay here and tell me all about it, Marie. Tell me everything. I have to know." "I'll be back," she said. "I'll tell you then. I'll tell you everything. Now shut your eyes and let me go." A door closed at the other end of the apartment, and I opened my eyes. My coat was on the other side of the room, and I got it and took my cigarettes out of the pocket and lit one. Then I got the bottle of scotch, smelled it, and poured myself a stiff shot. I don't much care for scotch as a rule, but I figured it was better for me than the house brand of bourbon. The only thing that made sense to me was that Marie had to be hurt before she could be loved. There was a name for it, but I didn't remember what it was. That afternoon at the swimming pool, when she had seen how I had been hurt, it had almost been enough to take her. I wondered about the bruises on her back and her split lower lip. She came back to the living room wearing a silk bathrobe and sat down on the sofa. "Sit here beside me, Rex, and let me touch your hand. I don't know exactly how to start. Help me, darling." "Maybe you'd like to tell me why there's cyanide in my whiskey to begin with." "He made me do it, Rex. He made me. I have to do what he tells me." "Who was he?"
"Giuseppe,"
she whispered, as if she was afraid of the very sounds she uttered.
"Giuseppe Cogliano, the son of a bitch."
It was the first time I had ever heard her talk like that. "Who is Giuseppe Cogliano?"
"He's the devil," she said. "He's the very devil from hell, and I'm his whore, and I'm not fit to touch your shoes, Rex Howard. And yet I forced you to love me."
There wasn't much I could say. I lit a cigarette. This Cogliano, I wondered. Do they call him Coggy?
"Maybe some people do. I never call him anything except to myself, and then I curse him. I curse his father and his mother, and all the men and women who slept together to breed a thing like him. And yet I'm no better than they are, for he comes to me and I take him, and I can't help myself."
She broke off with a sob and buried her face in her hands.
"Oh, God, forgive me for what I am."
"Would you like a drink or something?" Old helpful Howard suggested.
"No,"
she said, drying her eyes.
"I'm all right now. I'll tell you about it. My father and mother live in Ohio," she said. "They're Greeks. My name really isn't O'Connell. They run a restaurant, and they're good, simple people. My brother was killed in the war in Italy. It nearly killed my parents. I came to New York 10 years ago, and I got a job as a girl in a chorus. I didn't sing very well, but I was pretty. Prettier than I am now. I was a good girl, but I used to have a lot of fun. I met Giuseppe Cogliano at a party with a lot of people and thought he was handsome. He was, too. He still is. He's charming, and most girls go for him and get into his bed when he wiggles a finger. But not me. He took me to all the big places around town and bought me expensive bracelets and rings and things, but he never mentioned buying me a ring for the third finger of my left hand, and he wasn't going to get me any other way. Then he went away. Actually, he was always going away and never saying where, but that was his business. I didn't know what he did, but he always had money. Nobody would tell me even if I knew who to ask, but I was Giuseppe's girl and didn't have many friends. This time he was gone for a month or so, and when he came back he called me up and said he wanted to see me. There wasn't anything unusual about that. I even went up to his apartment to see him. I'd often done it before. I wasn't scared of Giuseppe Cogliano. That's how much of a fool I was. He told me he had news for me. He had gone out to Ohio and found out all he could about my parents and where they came from. He found out that my father was in this country illegally. And that's where it started.
How do you mean? I asked.
He asked me what would happen if my father got sent back to Greece and my mother had to stay here, and I said it would kill both of them. He said he was going to do it, and I cried and begged him not to. I told him I would do anything, and he looked me straight in the eye and said, "Go back in the bedroom and get into bed."
She started crying again, weeping softly with her face turned away. "That son of a bitch," I said. "I'm going to kill him for sure."
It was terrible, Rex. When it was over, he kicked me and slapped me because I was unresponsive.
She burst into sobs again.
Afterward, because I tried to resist him, he'd always beat me again. Look at my lower lip, Rex. It'll be big and thick forever, but it wasn't always that way. I've never been able to wear low-backed evening dresses, except when he's been away for months, because I'm always bruised.
"You poor damn kid," was all I could say.
I'm ashamed to be a woman. Ashamed of my body, Rex, because of the things he's done to it. But he's got me changed, Rex. He's got me trained. I'm responsive enough now, I guess. I'm what they call a masochist.
She paused a moment, then went on.
He was here last night, Rex. We talked about you.
She pulled her robe more tightly around her.
Now you know all about me, Rex. I'm a gangster's whore, and a perverted one at that. Why don't you go away and leave me alone? I'm no damn good.
"What'll you do if I go?"
"I'll go along just the way I have," she said, "until my father dies. Then I'll kill Giuseppe, and they'll send me to prison. That's where I belong."
"What'll you do if I stay?"
"You won't stay," she said, "now that you know about me. I'm sorry I made you love me. You're the only other man I ever had. I wish I hadn't made you hit me first. I wish I could have loved you yesterday, Rex. I'm sorry."
"I'm not," I told her, and I meant it. "Tell me some more about Cogliano. When did he find out that you and I were—"
"Yesterday. He was out of town yesterday, and he came back and called me. I wasn't here, and he came looking for me. Then he found out who you were, somehow or other."
"Probably from the bartender," I said. "Or maybe he saw me. He had seen me before."
"You don't remember where I saw you first, do you?"
"Down at the club, when you sat beside me the first night I was there."
"Before that. I was in the offices he used to keep when they brought you in. You'd been knocked out with some kind of dope. I said you were so ugly you were almost handsome."
"Oh, I kind of remember that. Where did Coggy go after that?"
"I don't know. He just disappeared. I didn't see him again until last night. He was in a rage."
"What about?"
"About me and you. Mostly you. He said you had killed 4 of his best men and had all the police in New York looking for him besides. He said he should have killed you when he had a chance."
"Why didn't he?"
"I don't know, Rex. There's some reason why he can't kill you himself. He told me that. He told me he couldn't do it. He told me I had to kill you."
"When did he tell you that?" I asked.
"Last night when he left. He came back this morning with the whiskey and told me to serve it to you after you'd finished the other bottle. If you didn't drink it before you went out, I was to bring you back after dinner for a nightcap."
"Did he tell you what was in it?"
"No, but I guessed it was some kind of poison,"
she said calmly. The fire had gone out of her eyes again, and her conversation was perfectly matter-of-fact. Like I said, a strange girl. "It's the same kind of poison that killed my sister. Do you know where he got that bottle of whiskey? Did he poison it himself?"
Oh, he never tells me about what he does, Rex. He just told me to get you to drink it, but to be sure not to drink it myself.
And after I drank it, what was supposed to happen? I got up and lit a cigarette and poured myself a drink of scotch and started pacing back and forth across the deck. To my beautiful white body, I mean.
I was to call him, and he'd come.
All right, I said. Call him. Tell him to come. Tell him I drank the drink and I'm lying on the floor.
What if he tells the immigration men about my father? When he finds out you aren't dead, he'll do it, I know.
Marie, I said slowly, if you get him over here, I'll guarantee that he'll never mention your father to another living soul. I promise that.
I trust you, Rex,
she said in her strange way. She went over to the phone and dialed a number. I heard a voice answer, and then she said,
Giuseppe? He drank the drink. He's lying on the floor.
He said something, and then she hung up.
He said he'd be right over. I better go and get dressed. If he found me in a bathrobe with you here, he'd beat me again.
I just kind of stared at her as she turned her back and walked into the bedroom and closed the door. What I should have done was call the cops, of course, instead of thinking that I could take justice into my own hands. I should have also brought a gun with me when I came up to see Marie, but I hadn't. I hadn't even given any thought to what I was going to do if Coggy came in with 3 guys behind him. That wasn't too unlikely either. He couldn't very well carry my body out all by himself. But I did what I could. I emptied the drink I was supposed to get, but kept the bottle out where it would be handy. I checked the apartment door to make sure it was strong and had a good lock. It was, and it did. There was a bookcase beside the door. I moved it a couple of feet to give myself plenty of room. Marie was still in the bedroom when I heard the sound of a key in the lock. I should have remembered that he'd have his own key, and wouldn't have to ring the bell. The door swung open while I approached it as quickly and quietly as I could. Luckily, the door opened toward me. "Marie!" he called sharply. "Marie!" She opened the bedroom door a crack.
"Hi, Joe," she said.
I must have made some little noise behind him, because he spun around and his right hand darted under the left side of his coat. He was too late. He got the gun out all right, but before he could bring it to bear on me, I had knocked it out of his hand, grabbed him by the forearm, and thrown him 6 feet into the living room. His right arm had an extra joint in it when he landed, too. He wouldn't use that flipper again. I picked up the pistol he had been carrying and stuck it under my belt. I was still stripped to the waist and covered with nothing except hair and a few old tattoos. "Hello, Coggy," I said coldly. "You're going to die soon, right in front of Marie and me. You got anything you want to say before you go?"
"I gave you a break, Howard,"
he whimpered, all the fight gone out of him. He lay on the floor with a dull look in his eyes, holding on to his right arm with his left.
"I could have killed you and I'd let you go. And what do you do to me?"
"Broke your arm to begin with. As soon as I make sure this door is locked tight so we aren't bothered, I'm going to break your other one. Then I'm going to kill you as slowly and painfully as I know how. And I know how." I locked the door, put the chain on it, and pulled the bookcase across in front of it. "Get up, you rotten rat," I ordered, "and get into the living room. You know the way." Marie was standing at the bedroom door watching.
"I can't," he cried. "My arm hurts too much. Get me a doctor, Marie. Get me a doctor, please."
I laughed at him and grabbed him by his good arm and dragged him into the living room. He tried to kick me as I let go his arm. I caught him by the foot and cracked 3 little bones in his ankle. He screamed. I slapped him across the mouth, but not hard enough to break any of his teeth. That was something I could save for later. "Shut up," I said. "The more noise you make, the more I'm going to hurt you. You talk to me and I'll try to make it easier." He started to cry, great racking sobs that seemed about to tear him apart. Tears rolled down his cheeks, and he mumbled some words of prayer between his tears. Marie looked at him.
"Cry, you devil, cry! Cry as many tears as I have because of you. Cry every night for 10 long years like I have because of you. I will never cry again, Giuseppe Cogliano. Cry your own tears now, until you die."
"I don't want to die," he moaned. "You're a coward, Coggy," I said. "You weren't afraid to kill, but you're afraid to die."
"I never killed anybody," he begged. "I never did anything to you. You can't kill me."
"Oh, yes, I can," I said. "Do you want to be strangled like Debbie Ames? Do you want to be shot between the eyes like old man Wirtz? Do you want me to beat you to death with a piece of wire like you almost did to me? Or," and I took the bottle of poisoned whiskey and poured a couple of ounces into a glass, "are you man enough to drink the kind of drink you mix for my sister? You can go any way you want to, Coggy. Only make up your mind in a hurry.
I didn't kill your sister. Oh, God, my arm hurts. It's killing me, Howard. Marie, how can you stand there and let me hurt like this? Go back in the bedroom and get into bed, she told him. Remember when you said that to me, Giuseppe? You hurt me worse than you're hurting now. I hope you're hurt forever. Howard, you can't do this to me. I tell you, I didn't kill your sister. If words hadn't been so crooked, she'd have never got that whiskey.
Tell me more, Coggy, I said. Tell me more.
Do something for my arm, and I'll tell you.
He was trying to bargain, but he was in a bad position for it. I grabbed the little finger of his left hand and twisted it until it broke, holding my hand over his mouth to keep him from yelling. Tell me some more, I said. Tell me some more. You got lots of fingers. Just to make sure he got the idea, I held on to one. And then you got toes. I tell you, it was Wirtz's fault. He was supposed to buy his liquor from me, but he got it from somebody else instead. Where did you get it in the first place? I asked. Don't tell me. I know. You stole it. I told Wirtz he'd get in trouble if he bought stolen stuff from anybody else, and he wouldn't believe me, so I arranged for him to steal some that had poison in it. Now I've told you, Howard. Do something for my arm, Howard. You promised you would. He started groaning again. This will fix you up, I said, offering him the glass of poisoned whiskey. Same kind of stuff my sister drank. There's more if you want it. Why did you have to kill Debbie? She found out about it. She would have told you. Anyhow, I didn't kill her. Picky did. He groaned and writhed on the floor. But not until you told Piggy to do it. And anyhow, Piggy died last night. Please do something about my arm. Shut up, I said, or I'll break it in another place. You and your broken arm. I've seen kids break their arms and not make as much fuss as you are. You're yeller, Coggy. Yeller through and through. You're a big shot when you got a lot of gunsels around to do your killing. But you're a dirty little yellow rat when you're in a jam. And you're in a jam now because I'm going to kill you in about 5 more minutes. How do you want it? How about a bullet in the belly? That hurts the most. You can't kill me, he whined. You can't kill me. The police will catch you and burn you for it. The hell I can't. Give me a chance to say my prayers, he begged. Prayers, Marie said. Your prayers. Pray for 10 long years, Giuseppe, and see if you can cancel out the prayers I've prayed to see you lying here like this. Go ahead and pray. I want to listen to it. I never heard the devil pray before. He rolled on his side, moaning over and over again that I shouldn't kill him, that he hadn't done anything to me, that he had always treated Marie well, and that he didn't want to die. I never heard so much nonsense in my life. Finally, I rolled him over with my foot and propped him up against the edge of the sofa. Shut up, rat, I said. You've had all the time you're going to get, and more than you deserve. You should have been strangled at birth. Your time is up, chum. I pulled the pistol out of my belt and leveled it at his belly. Shoot him, Rex, Marie urged. Send the devil back to hell where he came from. Cogliano's eyes were wide with fear. He must have been seeing the souls of all the people who had died at his desire, and who were waiting for him now. His chin shook, and a little stream of spittle rolled down from the corner of his mouth and dropped on his coat lapel. You can't shoot me, Howard, he whispered. You can't shoot me like this. The hell I can't. My finger tightened on the trigger. No, no, he begged. I'm your brother, Howard. Your brother. You can't shoot me. My fingers backed off the trigger. What do you mean? I barked. Tell me what you mean, Cogliano. It's a trick, Marie said. It's a trick, Rex. Shoot him. Don't let him live. You can't shoot your brother, Howard, Coggy said. He wiped the corner of his mouth. I'm your brother-in-law. I married your sister Janice in Hot Springs more than a month ago. And then your bad booze poisoned her. You say you're my brother-in-law, but you killed my sister. You think I wanted to kill her, you damn fool? Don't you think it broke my heart? What's the use of killing me, Howard, when I'm suffering more by being alive? Let me live and I'll go away. I'll leave town. He's lying to you, Rex. Don't believe him. It's a trick, Marie said. I swear I'll go away, Howard. So you're the guy who married my sister. I took a deep breath. A filthy crumb like you. The most wonderful girl in the world. And she had to fall for a lying, sniveling yellow rat. And then you managed to kill her. You wouldn't even send flowers to the funeral. You weren't even honest enough to use your square name. Where'd you get that Joseph Gillian handle, anyhow?
Cogliano, he said. Figure it out. Cogliano, he said. Figure it out. Gliano, Gillian. And you got me wrong, Howard. I love Janice. Why do you think I married her?
You don't know what love is, you murdering, foul-minded son of a bitch. The black rage was coming over me again, and I welcomed it. You're right, Joe Gillian. You are my brother, and I won't shoot you. A look of crafty hope flashed into his eyes. Behind me, Marie again urged me to shoot him. I tossed the pistol onto a chair. Brother, I'm going to tear you to pieces with my own bare hands. I dropped down on my knees and inched slowly across the room toward him with the sweat running down my face and my bare chest. My fingers reached out for his white face. I wanted to tear it apart and wipe the sneer from his mouth forever. It must have been something he saw in my eyes that scared him into the only courage he ever showed. His left hand with the little finger flapping uselessly reached out and grabbed the poison whiskey. He drank it in one gulp. He was dead before I stood up, and I was glad to see him go. I lit a cigarette and wiped my face with a piece of my torn shirt. Then I turned to Marie, who was looking down at Coggy's body on the floor. How do you feel, kid?
I have no feeling, Rex. No feeling at all. It's like I was somewhere in space with nothing behind me and nothing ahead.
She raised her face and looked at me.
What am I going to do now, Rex?
Come with me, I said. Come down to my place while I get a new shirt, and then we'll go and tell the police what happened. He won't get away.
You don't want me, Rex. You know what I am and what I've been. You're too good a guy to take a woman like me. A woman who has to be beaten before she can love you. But thanks for everything, Rex. Just stay with me until the police come and then go.
I'll send for them, I said. We better stay here until they come. Then I'll take you with me. I know a wonderful guy, Marie. A doctor. He can straighten you out and make you over again into a person who can laugh and live and love like other people.
Do you really think he could, Rex?
There was a new light in her eyes. Not the fire of passion, but the awakening of an interest in being alive.
I'd try it if you wanted me to. Maybe it would work out.
It'll work out, I promised. Now, I'd better call the cops. End of Chapter 11, and end of Murder Makes Me Mad by Ferguson Findley. Read by Ben Tucker.